Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here from the Performance Lab of California, and we have another new video for you today. It is going to be on a golf specific breakdown. We have a new golf program out there. We've been really trying to push towards helping overall golfers better achieve certain ranges of motion in their body when going through the actual golf swing. And so we want to be able to give you the necessary exercises to do that. This video, what I'm going to do is explain how some of the exercises that we really focus on within the program will really make a big benefit for your actual swing. So the first thing that we want to go through is just the overall hinging movement. So, as we get going here into the actual swing, what the difference is and what a hinge is basically like a deadlift. So if you could picture your body, moving even here, we could just go off of this. Here it is the hip, and then there's the spine. And then what you do as you're hinging is you're basically pushing your hips back and you bring your head or spine downwards. And this is different than the other movement that would be similar would be a squat, where when you're squatting, it's a more of a hip down movement, and then you really want to try to keep your spine a little bit more upward. So it's a different how your body's moving. Squat's more, straight down, and then straight up, where the hinge is a little bit more this way within the body. And the hinge is going to end up being really, really important for golfers, because what happens is as you go through your actual swing, you could see the importance of being able to maintain your hip crease, right? So see how that's continuing to bend backwards. So you need to have the right range of motion in the back of the hip in order to really maximize your overall power and swing capability. So you can see here, excellent job being able to get that full range within the hip. And then from there, from this position, the next big thing that we really want to be able to build is your ability to maximize spine rotation, right? So thoracic spine, this mid back, is a big part of overall strength within a golf swing. And so if you're not able to get that full range of motion within the mid back, now you're not going to be able to maximize your ability to get the club back behind you, which will limit your ability to create force. The next big thing that I would say is going to be specifically external rotation within the shoulder. Again, we can see here how much range is going to be achieved when you're able to really open up in this shoulder. So if you have limitations within your back shoulder, right, in the range of motion there, now you're not going to be able to get as much into your swing. So let's go into a few things we've already gone into. So hip hinging, right, and having the right range of motion within the hip, and that includes hamstrings, that includes lower back, and then that obviously includes the glute and the hip itself. Next thing is going to be thoracic spine. And what goes into the thoracic spine is, how well can you move within your core? How much can you move within the lumbar spine, mid-back? So that's all thoracic. And then the next thing is going to be the shoulder. And the shoulder really goes into the neck as well. If you're not able to get your shoulder to externally rotate very well, there could be ranges of motion going on within the neck. There could obviously be problems going in within the actual shoulder. And, both of those end up negatively impacting your ability to completely maximize your swing. The next thing is going to be overall hip rotation, right? And just your ability to move your hip in multiple different types of planes. So you can see here, now we're going from the hip hinging, which is bringing your hips into more flexion, to being able to go into more extension. So now you can see here really driving through at the hip. This goes into extension as you're coming all the way up and through during a swing, or during a movement pattern, a hinge, really any type of movement that involves the hip. You really want to be able to get maximum hip extension, bringing those hips all the way forward. This is something that we see a lot of issues in with golfers, is just not having the right hip range of motion to achieve maximum velocity and maximum power within the swing. The next big thing is going to be ability to side bend effectively in your spine. So not only do you want to be able to rotate well, but you also have to be able to bend side to side well within the spine. And then the last thing is going to be really good hip external rotation, ankle external rotation. You can see here how much the overall body's turning all the way through the movement pattern. And if you're limited there, that really has a big impact on your ability to swing. Okay, now we're going to get this other angle. Again, we could see a lot of the same type of stuff. This is Tiger Woods, but we're going to just look at it from this plane instead. A lot of thoracic spine mobility, so you could see how much overall ability to get around here while maintaining a good position. Really like where the body is facing forward, the legs are facing forward, but the upper body is totally twisted, totally turned, and this requires a lot of spine rotation, right? And so what happens when you go through large amounts of spine rotation is now you have to have really good core stability, right? So what happened with Tiger Woods is that he created so much rotation within his spine, and he still has obviously really good core stabilization, but there became a time where he started to actually have vertebrae that were offset, whether they came forward, they came back, they rotated. The vertebrae just weren't able to maintain a good position because he was able to rotate so well within the spine, but didn't have the core stabilization to match that up. So you could see really quickly how not being able to, just going and golfing is not going to get you set up to be able to have a long, prosperous capability of being able to go through and be a golf athlete, because what happens is over a period of time your body starts to break down. You start to lose some of these ranges, and or the ranges that you don't have end up really negatively impacting your overall health or your overall performance in golf. So you can see, and really what ends up being a big part of it is being able to create a lot of power. You can see here as he's coming through, you saw obviously the range, but now as he's coming, really pushing down hard into the ground within that front leg, really being able to get large amounts of force coming within the arms and being able to synchronize the core as it's coming through is a huge thing that you have to be able to do as a golfer. So not only do you have to work on your range and your stabilization within your core, you also need to be able to work on how well do you push down into the ground. And so that's what we've been able to do within this program, is really give people an idea of, okay, this is what you want to do to maximize performance in as a golfer. And these are the parts of your body that you really need to be able to understand how you can use them effectively in order to be a great golfer. So it's a combination of both that we believe this program will really, really help you out with. We do allow you to try the first 3 days for free, so I highly recommend you try out those first 3 days. And once you see how we work and see what the overall benefit is, and then you can get signed up for the whole 90-day program and start working from there. I really think you'll enjoy it and be able to maximize your performance as a golfer by doing the program. If you have any questions, you could always reach out to us, and my email is Morey, Morey, @yourperformancelab.com, or you can call us at 818-578-5013. Thanks, Don.